Hi guys, Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher here. I just had a wonderful bowl of fruit cup, my favorite fruit cup in the summer. Watermelon, strawberries, and blueberries. It was really good. I love making that. I have a whole bunch of stuff to show you today. And I even have a giveaway if I can remember it. I should probably grab it right now. Well, I'm going to give away this hardcover book. This is a duplicate in my collection. It's a Better Homes and Garden cross-stitch Christmas. We'll do a flip through. We'll do a flip through at the end of the video. And if you're interested, drop a line in the comments. Don't mention giveaway or anything like that. Be 18 years or older to give me your mailing address and an email. And we're not going to mention free anything or giveaway. Just mention Santa Christmas. And I'll know that you're interested to be included in the draw that will be coming up in some video. I don't know which one. So I'll remember to do that. I wanted to show you too. Remember the little silver Christmas tree that I showed? I got the cutest little glass dome for it. So now I have to study it and see what kind of ornaments I need to put on there. There's probably some more ornaments it needs. It's pretty plain with just the red around it. And I can bring it downstairs safely now, and Stuart can look at it. And hopefully he won't walk off with my little color wheel because I couldn't fit that in there. But it's only going to be lit up at night when I come by and play with it. So thank you, Judy, again for that. Also in this video, we're going to have a unpacking at the end of the video of these two kits to see if stitching on wood interests you. The only difference between stitching on wood or stitching on paper is just the flexibility of what you're working with. Fabric and paper is really flexible. Wood is very unforgiving. So we have to be a little careful with how we stitch on wood, not to prick ourselves, drop a needle, all kinds of horrible things. Break a needle. We'll have that unboxing too. But I wanted to show you guys some photos that I've been getting from people. And I wanted to make sure that I showed the right ones, because I got some photos right after I did my glass frog collection. So this first photo is from Deborah. Now she sent me 2 photos of some glass frogs that she has. I love how decorated this one. This is a milk glass that has that lace edging, and she's even got her little squishy frog there with all of her scissors and the scissor fobs. And then the one next to it is really a great pairing. She found the frog, and then it fits this glass base perfectly. This looks like this might be either a dessert dish or a candy dish base, and it's just perfect with that etched glass base. So she is definitely starting her collection of glass frogs. I hope I find some in my travels. I haven't found any this year, so it worries me. Well, I can't say I've been to many yard sales either, so that's an issue. She also sent in recently this great cross stitch of Cardinals. So check this one out. She loves Cardinals and Blue Jays. She's from the home of the Blue Jays baseball team. Our city of Barry, just outside of Toronto, has an abundance of both Blue Jays as well as Cardinals. So she sent in this photo. This is the first time she's stitched on 32 count linen. I love it. And I like that she didn't do red in the mat. I'm glad that she did the blue that accentuates the wintry, snowflakey pattern that she has there. It's just perfect. I need to go do my cardinal kit up, the one that was in that magazine that I did my towels from. I have a craving to do some birds, but then I also bought those cedar waxwings. So I have to decide, pigeon coop or the Cardinals. I have a lot of birds. Those are the only two I want to think about right now. So thank you, Deborah, for sending those. I'm going to pull up some more, but I have to pause, I think, my phone first, or my video for a second. I have to tell you, I've been having extreme phone difficulties because what has happened is the side of my screen is dead. So I go to text something, and all of a sudden, I can't get my P or my M or what other buttons are on there. It's just so annoying. My PLM, my send button, my return button, and I have to constantly turn my phone this way to send or get the P to work or the M, and then go back this way to get the other ones to work. It's madness, absolute madness. I've got a new phone coming, but enough of that. I'll be right back. This next collection was sent in by Barb. I absolutely love this. She sent in some glass frogs that she has collected. Now, the first one I thought was a rose colored. She thinks it's more pinky or peachy than rose. Or I thought it was peachy and she thinks it's rose. I can't remember. But I just love this pairing and that fluted edge. It's just amazing. It's really great. I don't often find colored glass in my travels, so it's lucky that she could find that. And then she also has a little milk glass. This is really cute with the lace edge. It looks almost thicker than my lace edged ones. I wonder if it's the same or if it's a little different. But she's got all her little tools sticking in there. It all fits. They're really handy. It's just a good pairing. And then look at this collection. So these are 3 milk glasses. It's just wonderful. That center one is really high up too, but it's exquisite. Almost looks like a trio of a type of white daisies that she's collected. What a great pairing. Very lucky to have those. Thanks so much, Barb, for sending those in. It's nice to know that I'm not the only one with this collection. My husband likes to say I have way too many, but he doesn't know why I keep collecting. If you keep finding them, that's what makes it a collection. So thank you for being partner in crime. Yes, my partner in crime. And I'm supporting the collection. It's true. Now I have some great different cross stitches to show you. I hope I can keep these in order. I think I can. So I have quite a few. This is from Maria in Ontario. She sent in a picture of her Dimensions kit. This is a floral sampler. It's really pretty. And I love when you can do a real floral that has the actual name of what you're stitching to. It's helpful for so many reasons. It's identifying that it's close to, the stitch actually represents what it's supposed to. You know how sometimes you can stitch something like a bird and it doesn't look like any bird you've ever seen? Doesn't necessarily mean it's not a real bird. It could be a bird that's only seen over in Europe. But sometimes it's very helpful that when you're stitching a flower, it represents what it's actually supposed to represent, a true flower in nature. So this is really cool. And they're all labeled. So she sent in that one. That's a Dimensions. It was a kit, but she switched the cloth. And I know I do that often too. And then the next one she sent in was called A Stitcher's Heart. Now this is from Little House Needlework. It's really cute. I think I would probably keep that in a frame and see if I couldn't get somebody to cut a mat board in a heart shape. Then again, it would be really cute as a pillow in the shape of a heart too. So that's really cute. She also sent in, this is the Stitching Resolution. Now this was from Heartstring Samplery. She put this in timeout for a bit, but then she added some more green to it, and I think she really likes it now. And it says, when in doubt, always buy more linen and thread. Stitch all day and absolutely no housework allowed. Let's see, what's the other? Always start a new project before the last one is finished, requiring return to number 1. So that's why it's called the Stitching Resolution. And again, that was Heartstring Samplery. I like the colors in this. And I like that she added more green. Now, another one that she sent in, this is actually 2 squares. Now, it's going to be a biscornu when it's done. So that's why it's going to be stitched on 2 squares, and then they'll be stitched together to make the biscornu. She's doing this on a 36 count linen. This is from a Just Cross Stitch issue, April 2020. So it is in that issue of 2020, April, if you guys want to do this. I'd like to see how she finishes this. I know that Helen D has a finishing area in her videos. I gotta see if she shows how to do a biscornu in video. And the next one she sent, this is Hillside School of Handwork. This is by Hillside Samplings. She thinks this is a 32 count linen. She used DMC and some Weeks dye works. It's really coming out. I like it. Those flowers really pop too. And those are lighter ones. Oh, and then she sent in this goose. This is a goose from a long time ago. She says it's the last goose from a long time ago. 18 count Ada. She found it recently and it was only partly finished, so she completed it. Geese are coming back. That's really cute. Oh, but she didn't stop there. She sent in more. So I wanted to show you guys this one. I really like this. I guess, is this called Virtuous Friendship Sampler number 15? This is from Theron Traditions. She did this on a 32 count linen with DMC floss. I really like the bricks in that house. I am not a house person, but that one is really nicely done. I think this is a great little sampler. The next one, I really like this one too. This is a Marold sampler, and it's called 1K-MS. But this is another Catherine Theron design. She did this on a 30 count dirty linen. Striking. What a great fall thing too. Most of my marigolds are looking long in the tooth in the fall, but this is really, really nice. And she sent in this cute little Love of Needlework Sampler. Now this is by Lynn Walters Busa of Graphite Needle Arts. This is 32 count linen and all the called for DMC threads. It's really, really nice. And I like the colors and the dogs, of course. But wait, there's more. We also have, this is a sampler from Sheepish Designs. It looks like she's almost done with it. So this sampler is called the Sarah Salter Sampler. It was from 1997. And she's doing this on a 32 count light flax linen with DMC. And I don't know what she's going to do. She found out the bottom right corner of the chart was wrong, but the picture was correct. So she's going to have to try to stitch from the picture rather than the chart. That is definitely a called for timeout. My head would probably pop off, roll underneath my chair. I would need time to compose. It's happened to all of us. But when the chart's wrong and there's no way to find a correction for something so old, I don't know if any of you guys have seen any kind of, are there any kind of forums for something like this for older charts with missing parts? I don't know. Did I do this right? Yes. And the next one, this is called Starry Night Sampler. It's an old issue of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts from October 93. I probably have it. But this is a design also by Catherine Theron. And she played Floss Chicken with an over-dyed red, and she lost. She had to order more Gentle Arts thread, so it looks like it just came in. But this is really cute with the little sun and the moon and the house. And then the last one she sent in, this is a red work from Samplers and Such, 2003. She's not sure if she did this is doing this on a 30 or a 32 count, but it's an off-white linen, and it's called Spot of Tea. It's a lovely red work. Really, really pretty. So thank you so much for sending those in. That was a lot of fun to look at. It'd be fun to go through the collection. I'm sure she's got more. When I was up at camp, we had some friends visit from Maryland, Joe and Glenn. Now, they were RVing up in Canada, so they weren't far from our camp. So they were spending, I think it was 5 or 6 weeks up there. And when they came back down through, they hit my favorite chocolate store in Lubeck, which is Monica's Chocolate. Came to the house, had a few days with us. We showed them Jasper Beach, and we went a couple different places in town. But this was really cute because Joe showed me this little kit that she had picked up so she could do it in the camper. And it was a Maud Lewis. And if you don't know this artist, you should probably look her up. It's absolutely fascinating. I won't go into a lot of detail, but I want to describe her as like a folk art type painter. And she never lived beyond her means. And so this little felt kit was made from inspiration of one of her paintings. So she got this cute little cat and worked on it when she was on the RV. And it's even got a little tail. And she brought it in to show me. I thought it was adorable. And she didn't have any rice or anything to put in the bottom of this. So she used some sand from one of the beaches that she went to. Absolutely beautiful. Cute little thing. It makes me want to do some felt things. So I was really excited to see this and study it. And I even have her little felting needle that came from that kit. She didn't want to lose it, so I glued it to a piece of paper in my notes here so I wouldn't forget to show the pictures as well as talk about that little kit. We played a couple of games, too, while they came to visit. We played, with our neighbors, we played a game called Exploding Kittens. It sounds awful, but it's hysterical. It's not very complicated, but the cards themselves tell you what's going on. And the goal of the game is to avoid the exploding kitten card. If you get that, you're dead. But you do have other cards that you can use to possibly defuse it. And then we played a domino tile game with our friends Joe and Glenn, who were RVing, called Mexican Train. I've never heard of it before. Apparently Target and Walmart sell this. It was an awful lot of fun. So my husband and I actually bought Exploding Kittens to have in the house and the Dominoes tile game because we want to play them again. But there's nothing nicer than sitting around camp on a dark summer night when it's too buggy to go out, too dark to go out, and you're just having a nice, fun game. It doesn't involve math or any kind of real, competition. It's just a strategy, and you get to have fun when you're at it. So that was a great thing to do. So I'm going to go review these books and add this video on the end of the kits and the book. But I have to go downstairs to do that. Tried to do it up here. Isn't no work. So I'm going to go steal my husband's office. And if he's in there, I'm going to kick him out. And he told me already, you have all that space. You leave my little office alone. So we're going to go have a little... I'll see you at the end of the video. So I feel like I reviewed this recently, but it is a duplicate. So this is the one I'm going to be giving away. Mention Santa Christmas in the comments. Don't mention giveaway. Don't mention free book. Just keep it on the down low. Be 18 or older in order to legally give me your mailing address to send this to you. Now this is Better Homes and Gardens. It's called Share the Joy. It is from 1997. Why does this feel backwards? Hopefully this is going to be okay. It says Merry Christmas, but I don't know why I'm looking at a mirror image. A Merry Christmas to all. This is really nice. Great motifs in here. I like the Santa band. And candies are cute too. I know I want to do this. That's so striking. I can't tell if that's black or a dark blue. It might be a dark blue. And those are supposed to be cats with mice. Now these are done on perforated paper, but you could also do them on fabric. Actually, I was just thinking 3 of these together in a row would make a cute pillow. These are done on paper. And these are done on silver paper. So it is like a mirrored surface. And this looks like it's all beads. Isn't that pretty? Wow. It reminds me I've got to get my towels out. This is done with silk ribbon. It looks like this is all metallics. It doesn't look like there's any beads. I can't really see. 2 different kinds of thread, ecru embroidery floss, and metallic gold. There's no beads on that. And that's it. So, Better Homes and Gardens, Cross Stitch Christmas, share the joy. But let's do Santa Christmas. All right, let's get out those kits. So these are the 2 kits that I want to open up and maybe start. Let's see what's in them. These are both from Wonderland-Crafts. So it's Wonderland-Crafts.com. Oh, look, it's 2 pieces. It's 2 pieces because this is what you stitch on. That's the back. And then you would put it together when you're done stitching. And you'll stitch these 2 pieces together, going along this border, all the way around, as well as this inner line. So, I have to figure out how to do that. I'll probably go this way and then this way. Something like that. Let's see how the pattern looks. So this is the thread that you would use to join the front and the back. They do supply a needle. It is a larger eyed needle. It is in English. We sincerely ask you as our favorite client to contact us if you have any questions about our products. Doesn't matter where you bought it, and stay in touch with us. This is the only way for us to offer you consistently high quality goods, making you and ourselves a bit happier. Oh, I guess you could use this if you are gifting this to somebody. So here we have a pretty self-explanatory chart. These are DMC colors listed, so I will have to go pull my threads for this. So this is the top. And then this is the actual bottom. So this is 90, 100, 110. Okay. So that bottom rows is separate from the rest of the graph. Which is nice because, I mean, this is quite large. I can see it easily enough. And when you're looking at the actual holes, you can see like I would start at this top. You wouldn't start in the middle. Excuse me. You wouldn't start in the middle. You'd start at the top because you want to make sure that your actual count is going to line up. So here you can see there's 3, skip 1 and 2. 3, skip 1 and 2. there is enough space there. This is 3, skip 2 holes, and 3, so you've got a clear 3 here. I guess that's there 2, and then a clear 3 here. So I would start with this top flower. I wish I had my threads with me, but I don't. Maybe in the next video I'll show you. I have to go start dinner soon. But it is wonderful to see that this is very similar to the one I finished, that the heart one that Ken had given me. This will be fun to stitch. So I'll be sure to come back and actually show you some of my stitches that take place on this. So that was this kit. I don't want to lose any of this. Now, this is the kit that I got on Amazon recently. It's also Wonderland-Crafts. Ooh. Ah. You know I love separated floss in a kit. So happy. Oh, look at this. And again, very cool little gift card. It says the same thing. Okay, so this is going to be one-sided. And look at that. It's laser cut. What? So when I finish stitching, look, it just lines right up. Wow. Oh, that's impressive. So how easy is this to decipher? Well, I guess those are the big red ones. Those are the green ones. Let's see what's in here. Wow, they even supply the top to hang it with. They even supply the thread to stitch it together. So I have a clear beading needle, and then I think that's a shorter one to stitch with. What a cute little bobbin. I can reuse these things. So I imagine these red ones are the gold. And it says here, number 2, those are half stitches through the beads. Do you see that? There's a faint line. And number 3 are attached with half stitches. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. And that's clearly 1. This is clearly 2, and that's clearly 3. Why did they put 3 as green? Well, we can see from the cover that that is definitely 3, and it's definitely red. That's the only problem I have. So there is English, cross stitch, double thread, back stitch with a double thread, these must be the seed beads they're referring to, and these are just the other beads they're referring to. An asterisk says blend, combine one thread of each. So that symbol, which is down here, it says one asterisk. Is that? That's a variegated floss. Clearly variegated floss. Unless no, there are two different strands of floss. That's what's going on in here. So there is a green strand. You see this? A green strand and either a black or a dark blue. Might be a dark blue. So that's why it says one of each. So it's going to give a darker hue tone at the bottom of this, because that's where the symbol is, on the edge. Okay, so let me put this back together. That I will have to remember. This is why I always say, read your charts, read your graphs. So that's the only floss here that holds two different colors, and it's the only one in the key that has an asterisk. What else does it say here? It doesn't look like there are any other surprise symbols. I see that one. I see this one. I see that one. See this one, see that one, and it does look like, at first glance, it looks like there's a lot of confetti stitching. That is not this one, is it? No. See, this one is not outlined in black. This one is outlined in black. So where is that? Inside here, okay. And the U, the plus, and asterisk, okay. So again, for something like this, I would not start in the middle. I would start at the top. I would be sure that my count is right, but I think the holes are right, so I have confidence in that. And I would just work row to row to row until I got into a color where I can actually count from. I might have to copy this so I can highlight it as I go. It's not that they're confetti stitching, but you see how this section is probably where a light would highlight the stitch, and you see it here. That's how they get the almost the dimensional effect of the colors. Let me go grab some that I have some in the living room that I don't put out. I don't put them away ever. I keep them out year round. I'll show you. So these were not the same company. I did these last year. These were done on a perforated plastic. You can just make that out. And then I had to cut the back. So they gave me a sheet of plastic so I could really start wherever I wanted to. But there were lots of different colors in this. An awful lot. And I loved it so much that I did the second one that they had in the series. And I think I have another one that a different color, either a red or a green. But I really do love how these come out. It's an awful lot of blue, just as this is going to be an awful lot of green. But this will be fun to do. So I did all the cross stitch first, then I attached all the beads. That's why I think I need to copy this graph and do it that way. Now, this only had 2 types of beads. So we had the larger pearl beads, and then we had the seed beads, white, and the silvery ones. I guess it's more clear with the silver inside. But they pick up the light really well, and the cat hair. I just love these. I keep these out year round just because I need to look at them all the time. So let's put a stitch in. Let's put a stitch in. Let's do it. Let's do it. Since I've got all the floss, right? I am so in love with this little wood bobbin. It's awfully cute. It's even got a little wrapper around it. Well, that wasn't too hard to take off. So again, this is the beading needle. I'll put that away. That's definitely the sewing needle. So, what is this for? Why do I have white? Is that what I attach the beads with? They do show a white, a white floss. Maybe that's what we attach the beads with. I guess I'll have to read the directions. It does say use 2 threads. Ooh, capital letters, attention. Make the stitches in one direction to make your embroidery look Natalie? I don't know. I've never heard of that. Maybe it's just not translated. Back stitches. Embroider the back stitches. They are marked with color lines on the pattern. The color of the line corresponds to the color of thread. Well, I don't believe that I'm supposed to attach the beads with a back stitch of 10. So I have to figure out what that means, because they only give you 1 strand of this. And that's up in here. So I'm pretty sure this is what I'm going to be using to attach the beads. All right, let me see where I put my needle. We're going to start at the top. Let's see, I'm going to use a number 9. I'm going to start at plus 9. Oh dear, these are very short. I'm going to make them even shorter. I'm going to fold it over so I can use the loop method. I think what you need to remember when you're working with wood It's not as forgiving as fabric, so your stitches need to be a little more relaxed so you can actually travel your needle on the back when you're hiding your tail of the end of your thread. I actually can't do that last stitch on that row. It's getting way too short. So I am going to copy this chart. Unfortunately, I like to use a green highlighter when I stitch. That's not going to show. So I think I'll have to try to find a blue one and see if that's going to be more helpful. So this is 4 down. And I go over 1 row. The other problem is when you're stitching with wood, the first few stitches are slippery because it's a very loose hole and there's no thread in it. Once you get a few stitches in and you're stitching stitches side by side by side, there's a little more hold. It grabs your needle a little bit better. So this one got a little sloppy. It's okay though. So that's it for right here. I'm going to go over to the other side and do these 2 rows of the same color. I'm not going to travel because there's just not enough thread. Push it up. I was fortunate to keep my stitches relaxed enough so I can actually tuck my thread in. If you just pull your stitches too tightly, you're not going to be able to tie it off in the back. You don't want to make the knots, even though it's tempting, because you do want your piece of felt to lie flat on the back. You don't want it all bimpy. Bimpy is not good. So I can clearly see this is messy. This is my front. I'm going to count over because I'm not sure about this corner here. I have 5 and then I start on the 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6. That doesn't look right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put a stitch in and recount. Count twice, stitch once, right? So I should have room for 2 more. Yep, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. Maybe I'll take this one up to camp and get it done. Come on. Thank y'all. So this goes down 5 stitches and then over 2. This is 4, This is 5. Over 2. And then up 4. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 4 out of this. Nope. If I tried, I wouldn't be able to be relaxed enough with my stitches. And I just dropped my needle. I don't usually drop my needle, but it's because you guys are watching that I drop my needle. And it's like when you're trying to type something and somebody's editing as you go over your shoulder, you all of a sudden can't find keys on the keyboard. So I know this is the front, and I know I'm doing 4. I'm really going to enjoy this. I think it's going to take some time, but I think this will be a lot of fun. Oops. Almost. Almost lost my thread. It's stuck. Wow, it is severely stuck. This is not good. There it is. I see it now. I have to figure out which one it is. Got it. See what happened? I pulled the tail too long. I need to shorten it. Now it won't get stuck. And there's the 4th stitch. I don't know where that tail's from, so I'm going to make sure it's tacked down. Okay. I'm not happy with this little corner over here. It looks like one of my stitches just didn't lay right because I changed the direction. I just have to kind of play around with it. Maybe use one of those snag nabbits to pull it back in order. But I think it's a little clearer now. Let me put this away before I lose what number that was. It was definitely number 9. Number 9. So I think it's a little clearer now how I'm going to go about doing this. Now I have a choice. I can do these little diamonds next, which I think I will do. And then I'll continue with the use symbol. And then I'll start on that green. Because it looks like there's 2 greens in there. One of them being that blended one. But I have to copy this first. So I think that's all we're gonna, you don't want to sit here and watch me stitch this all day. I will show you my progress on this though. And if I do bring this up to camp, maybe I will just do some recording up there to add onto a video. And I do want to tell you, I'm also going to be doing more books. Don't worry. I have piles and piles of them, and I do need to go through them. And I will be sharing the flip throughs as I go, because I have quite a stack upstairs. I've just been busy and haven't been bringing them down. So I do recommend WonderlandCrafts, Wonderland-Crafts.com. When you're on Amazon, I think the best way to find them is Wood Shapes to Stitch, and you might come up with the kits that way. I don't remember how I found them in an Amazon search, but this is going to be beautiful. And you see how thick it is? It's going to last a long time. This is, I think, a type of, well, maybe it's a type of MDF. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to say. But it's just beautifully done. Absolutely beautifully done. And the only other word of advice is when you start something like this, make sure you start enough before you put it away to clearly see where you were when you last picked it up. Because it's a lot harder to mark your progress on these unless you're going to try to copy a color chart, which I'm going to try to do, and use a different color highlighter so I can actually see it. Maybe I have a blue or even a red highlighter, or maybe a colored pencil might work. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'm going to put this all away so I can go make some dinner. We're going to have some of our zucchini. We're going to make zucchini noodles with a garlic and butter. We had plenty of calories at lunch, so it's going to be just a vegetarian thing tonight. You guys have a great rest of your week. Happy stitching, and be safe.